about 𝗵𝗇cije. He's a very sincere cricketer. He plays from his heart. He's a very honest cricketer. It's an incredible feat for any country. It's always great watching players of Saqib's ability. They're very few and far between. They are cricketers who they define generations. And brilliant for Bangladesh to have a cricketer of that quality.
Hello Richard, welcome to Bangladesh. You came after a long time in Bangladesh. So how are you enjoying? You take the responsibility of Bosundhara Sports City as a director, and how that feels and how it is for you.
It's good to be back. It's been a long while. And it's really interesting to see the development of obviously my time in Dhaka, watching the city develop, seeing the infrastructure being built out. And then with Bosundhara, excited to be busy working with the program now and seeing the incredible facilities which have been built over there, not just for cricket, but for sport in general.
টানা সপ্তমবারের মতো বেস্ট টিস্যু পেপার ব্র্যান্ড হিসেবে স্বীকৃতি পেয়েছে বসুন্ধরা টিস্যু।
Okay, and if we came to Bangladesh cricket, I don't know you follow a lot about Bangladesh cricket or not, and do you follow as you are the head coach of Bangladesh team? So who was the core player then, and do you follow them or do you follow now Bangladesh cricket?
So the key players when I was coach back in 2012, Mushfiq was the captain. It was quite a young team. There were some experienced players, but the core group of younger players would have been Mushfiq, Tamim, Saqib. There was that group coming through. The senior players would be Razak, Mashrafi. I think Mahmudullah was a little bit older than that younger group, but that would have been the core of the team. It would have been really pleasing to watch the team develop, into a side that has played some fantastic cricket. The side has been transitioning over the last period. So, some of those senior players are coming towards the back end of their career, so the team is in transition. So yeah, but it's been fascinating watching.
Yeah, and did they satisfy you? Did you think in that time that they are going to be the next stars of Bangladesh cricket? They are going to take along Bangladesh cricket in like 2016, 17, 18. They were like legendary cricketer for Bangladesh team, and they got some great success for Bangladesh.
Yeah, I think it's been great to watch, and to see them develop into the players they have become. I think back in the day there was a lot of planning that went into the development of the game. I know that when I was over here there was a function at the time which was to celebrate the players who'd got the senior men's team to the first World Cup, the qualifiers, and so it's built generation by generation. And I think this generation, which is coming towards the final quarter of their careers, has left a really strong base to be able for Bangladesh to be able to develop again. But a great deal of pleasure to watch the guys perform. It's been fantastic.
And do you have the thought of coming back to Bangladesh again, about for coaching or any kind of work for Bangladesh?
My work now is with Bosundhara and the Cricket Network, and helping to build out the program. Is not only from a system perspective, but also working with the players, working with the coaches, helping with the training of the coaches, and developing the coaches themselves. So looking forward to that.
If we come to nowadays, and Bangladesh cricket team is not going a good time. They are like some bad times. They lost against UAE in T20 series, and then against Pakistan, and now they are going to Sri Lanka. The test match is starting from tomorrow. So it's a tough, difficult, challenging time, and there have been 3 captains for 3 formats. So how do you think these things about Bangladesh or any cricket team, like 3 captain formula? Is that good enough for a country like Bangladesh? There are not so many performers across the formats. There are like core 3-4 players who is playing all the formats.
I think that the selectors will have they'll have a clear vision of what they're trying to achieve. I think I don't think Phil has been in the job for too long. He'll be looking to work with the players. It takes time to develop relationships with the players, get them to buy into your strategy and the way that you want to help build the side. So, Phil and the leadership will know this is an important series. Sri Lanka playing in Asian conditions will always be a great challenge. They've always got great players. But I do think, though, with Bangladesh, I think they'll really be up for the challenge.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think that in the T20 series, T20 is a really challenging format. I know people will be disappointed with the loss to UAE, but T20 is a really challenging format in the sense that it squeezes teams very close together. When you're playing a longer format, it's easier for you to be able to showcase your skills. So I think we're in for a great series.
Absolutely. And Richard, you were talking about Mushfiqur-Rahim. He was the captain when you were the head coach, and now he is a senior campaigner. He is playing for Bangladesh almost for 20 years, and he is looking for his 100th test match, and tomorrow he is going to play his 97th test match. So how do you feel for Mushfiq, and do you have any conversation with Mushfiq in recent times?
No, we haven't stayed in touch. One of the things which I really enjoyed about Mushfiq, he's a very sincere cricketer. He plays from his heart. He's a very honest cricketer, very passionate, very sincere in the way that he approaches the game and with his teammates. I think when you're approaching 100 Test matches, it's an incredible feat for any country. For him as a player. He's a true legend of Bangladesh cricket. He's been an incredible servant of the game. It'd be great for him to be able to play these games now, moving through these three figures, finding form in home conditions. I have no doubt that he'll be really up for the challenge. And for him to be able to finish, work through this part of his career and really produce the types of performances which he would like to showcase.
Absolutely. He has some issues with his form. Like recently, he is not scoring so big, and there are some talk that he could play the 100 Test or not. So, do you think Bangladesh team management or Bangladesh peoples will trust on him, like he has the experience, or they will go for some fresh blood? I think it's a tough call for you.
Look, I think the selectors will have their own perspective. I think when you've got a player who has been so consistent over so long at such a high level, they've earned that trust. Every player goes through periods where their form dips. Quite often in life there are other distractions, and as a performer, it's always about bringing your focus back. I don't think with anybody as sincere as Mushi is about his game. Sometimes you can try too hard. We can only wish him well. We can hope that he hits a rich vein of form. It will lift the team. It will give the team confidence. Be great for the setup and great for the country.
And in your time, there are another player like Saqib Al Hasan, and he's the greatest player from Bangladesh. So, what do you feel him as a cricketer? And in that time, he was already a number one all-rounder in the world. And in the future, when you saw him playing, ruling the world, how do you feel?
Yeah, look, it's always great watching players of Saqib's ability. They're very few and far between. They are cricketers who they define generations. Brilliant for Bangladesh to have a cricketer of that quality. His control with the ball, his feel with the ball, his ability to be able to set up batters, his ability to be able to respond under pressure. Those have been key standout things for him. His ability to be able to counter-attack, put the opposition under pressure rather than just absorbing. Let's hope that there is more great cricket there.
Thank you, Richard, and I won't take you long from this interview. And this will be my last question. That, as we said, that tough times for Bangladesh cricket, and what do you think that can change Bangladesh cricket? Like they can get some good wins and they can get some good performers. Like there is a transition. Saqib Al Hasan is not playing for Bangladesh now. Tamim, Riyad, they got retired, and Mushfiq is playing his last days. So this transition is very much crucial for Bangladesh. So how they can came back from this.
Look, I don't think it's a question of coming back. It's really about making sure that you've got your planning in process and your high performance program, creating that selection pressure. That's what the selectors will be looking for. is your players in first-class cricket really turning out consistent high performance, good numbers, putting pressure on the incumbents in the three formats that they are competing for. That's all you can ask for is your domestic players, your first-class players really raising their game, challenging, creating selection pressure. Those are always the key things. That's it, getting that long-term strategy right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Richard. And I hope it will be a great time for you in Bangladesh, and you will work for Bangladesh cricket and Bosundhara Sports Center along, and you will give some great success. Thank you so much for giving time with us. Thank you.
For more updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Download 𝗃𝗵𝗴𝗲 app to enjoy exciting games and highlights. Visit 𝗃𝗵𝗴𝗲.com.